Hey, welcome to another crappy ass video. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this introduction short. Basically, this is a continuation of my last video, the one shot. Initially, the previous video was planned to be a one shot, but we were gonna start a new campaign, but the DM of that campaign needed a break, and a couple of players kind of had that D&D itch. So I decided to continue the one shot because agreeably, I felt bad for killing off all the previous characters, and I already had inklings in the back of my mind of a way to bring them all back and continue the story a bit. We have a new guy joining us in this. Little bit of a troll character, but I love it. Two of our characters were unavailable for this, Odorf and Magnus. So that's why, they were given the lame ass reason of not having fully recovered. But that's basically all you need to know. There's a small little recap-ish kind of thing in the video itself. So if you haven't seen my previous video, you're good. But I would recommend watching. Actually, no, I wouldn't recommend that. That's like a 5.5 hour long video. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I hope you enjoy. I'm starting to get a little bit better at the editing stage. But I would like at some point to start adding animation, but, I'm not very artistic or none of that. But we'll see how it goes. Hope you enjoy. If you do, please leave a like. Oh, God, no, don't leave a like. I can't believe I just said that. I hope you enjoy the video to bed till... I already told Scott this, but, the part I want to get out of the way for this isn't too long, but I'm going to keep it going for however long, so whenever you guys need to go to bed or cut it short, just let me know and I'll find a good end spot.
Okay.
Because, usually when it comes to D&D, I can go for a few hours. My average sessions are like 6-7 hours.
We'll aim for like 4, 3.
That's a good stopping point. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 is probably more my speed because I have to be up in 9 hours right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, in that case, why don't we go ahead and start?
I've been waiting.
Yeah, but you've also been talking and bullshitting, so I'd like to just let you guys do your thing. I'm bad at taking initiative. You should know this from last session.
You're the DM. That's your job.
I know, but I'm a bad DM.
He's not great.
See?
The YouTube video that he put up?
Solid vote of confidence from Val.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Brian.
I can always rely on Val to support my negativity.
He's right.
It's an important trait.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my best traits.
It's your only trait.
Shut up.
Alright. So, for the sake of Scott, last time the group started out, they were all part of a guild called All Guild, because I'm bad with names. And they were hired by Malvo, a tavern keep, to hunt down a race called Vulcans, which is kind of like a homebrew race. Basically, these Vulcans, they're a faction of them are known to be evil, and they were rumored to be within the city, but nobody knew their location. So the party was hired to go hunt them down. They tried to chase down leads, but eventually were contacted by the captain of the city guard, who...
Hey, you forgot the most important part.
Oh, yeah, sex shop.
Yeah.
There was a sex shop involved. They were contacted by the city guard.
Right? It's like super important.
They were contacted by the city guard, who apparently had more information. And upon meeting with the city guard, they decided, hey, this guy seems to know what he's doing. Let's follow him. Turned out to be a trap. The city guard led them to basically trap them, ambush them, tried to sell the party to these rogue Vulcans. And the city guard left. Party dealt with those. Went deeper into the mountain, found the Vulcans' secret hideout, and found out that the Vulcans were trying to awaken a dragon within the mountain of Centaura, which is the city Centaurus is at the set at the base of the mountain.
Like you do.
Yep. Working their way through the mountain, they eventually came to this boss fight between basically the leader of these rogue Vulcans. And after that fight, they won, threw the body of the leader Vulcan into the lava of the mountain, Terminator style. But the leader of the Vulcan came out, attempted to finish them off, but apparently the dragon awoke while flying up toward basically the mountain is a hollow mountain, flew up toward the top of the mountain, broke through the very top, and sent rubble and everything crashing down on the party. The session ended with the party basically dying, being crushed by rubble. And so, we start out this session, because I don't remember names, because my memory is shitty. Alistine and Rixaron.
That's me.
Yeah.
You slowly come to consciousness.
Hey, I thought we died.
Your eyes slowly blinking open. You're laying on your backs on woolen blankets below you. And as you look around, you see the light, a purple light, suffusing the room around you. And as you look around more, you see you're in a small room, 2 doors almost side by side to your right. To your left, you see this demon-looking guy who looks to be like a cross between a drow and a tiefling, sitting against a wall, trying to catch his breath. He looks pretty haggard. In front of you, you see a pile of what looks like chunks of charcoal, but they're shaped kind of like diamonds. Off to the far right, kind of in, I think I got this area, close to Alistine, you see a chest. As you sit up and look around more, directly across from you, you see what's giving off that purple light, and it's a huge purple flame, ringed by purple crystals.
Hey.
Fucking lit.
What do you do?
I avoid that chest because I got eaten by a mimic.
Mm-hmm.
What's the state of this guy?
He's haggard.
He's sitting against the wall, arms on his knees, and just breathing heavy. He's sweaty, just sweat dripping off of him between his legs, and he just looks like he's trying to catch his breath. As you start to move, he looks up.
Whip out my crossbow and point it at him and be like, "Who are you? Where are we? What the heck?"
He raises a hand. Hold on. Give me a minute.
My shooter thing.
Come over to him.
It's me. And as you watch, his form kind of shifts into Malvo, the tavern owner, and then drops back to his half tiefling, half drow form.
Whoa!
I'm gonna poke him.
Whoa!
Make sure he's really there.
What the heck?
As you poke him, you touch flesh, and he kind of swats your hand away.
Just
Enough!
check it, just check.
You fools.
You sent us on this quest, and we almost got eaten by a dragon.
I sent you to gather information. I didn't send you to fight the leader of the fucking Vulcans.
To be fair, that's on him. He asked Val to collect information.
Right?
Yeah. But regardless, you did your jobs. Your other 2 friends, they're fine. They're in the other room. They didn't recover as quickly as you did. They're gonna need a couple days more rest.
Friends is a loose term. How did we get here?
There's a spell I know. It's called True Resurrection. And he motions toward the hunks of charcoal that litter the ground. At the cost of about 25,000 gold's worth of diamonds for each of you, I didn't even need your bodies. I could just bring you straight to life.
So
I
I
was-
was say we're not getting paid.
No. And he points to the chest off in the corner. Your payment's there plus extra. You did more than I asked of you, even if it was pure stupidity, but
I could have taken that dragon.
yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, God. Ugh, but the spells back to back drain me deeply. There's not much more aid I can. I should tell you, the city's in a wreck. Half the city is buried in rumble. I was watching you, and after the dragon, killed you, it arose through the top of the mountain and attacked the Vulcans up there, a separate faction than the ones you've dealt with. And the rubble from it breaking through the mountain fell on the city. And then after that, the rogue Vulcans attacked the city, so I think there's only about a quarter of the city now left unscathed. And at this point, the Malvo starts to look a little nervous. I should probably tell you the All Guild was buried in the rubble. Not many made it out.
Their companions,
Yes.
they all perish.
Then he made it out.
Yeah.
I don't know specifics, but I know Alden, the guildmaster, he perished. Others, if there are any survivors, they fled.
More important, my workshop is destroyed. We can make a living somehow.
I don't know what you all plan to do at this point, but I mean, at this point, Centaura is without a guild, and a guild is a fair bit of commerce for the city. With the skills you've learned while being a part of All Guild, maybe you could all start your own guild. I know there's a couple buildings that are currently for sale, and luckily the landlord of those buildings, his home was unscathed.
We should take our earnings and go buy a new building. Rude.
So you're gonna go check that chest?
Last of my worries
Yeah, I'll
right
check that
now
chest.
with Dragon destroying shit.
I think the dragon.
And we just
the dragon's still here.
unleash some ancient evil. I'm still just kind of like, what?
Alright, so Rixron, as you approach the chest and you lift it, the purple
Yes.
light coming off of the flame glints off of a chest full of gold.
Yep, that's all mine. Nope, mine. I offered you a share, and you told me.
And laid on the very top of this pile of gold within the chest is a piece of black silk fabric, folded almost in like a handkerchief.
I'll take that.
I hold it up to
Nope, it's mine.
tiefling guy over there and said, "What's this?"
That's part of your extra bonus. In the chest is 15,000 gold pieces. The 10,000 that was initially required, and an extra 5,000 for doing far beyond what I asked you to do. Being so much, I know it's hard to carry, so I threw in a portable hole. It's a magic item. Basically, you take that fabric, unfold it, and throw it against a surface, wall, floor, and it creates an extra dimensional hole 10 feet deep.
Balls.
and you can put anything in this extra dimensional space. I thought at first to give you a bag of holding, but I figured with that much gold you'd need more, plus with anything else that may occur in your travels. To close the hole, all you do is just grab the edge and fold it up again like a handkerchief.
Shit, it ain't
Yeah.
weird.
Just to confirm, he did not buy this from a company called Acme, right?
That's what I was going to say, in case you guys didn't get it. It's basically Looney Tune hole. Yeah, throw it on a wall and you got yourself a hole.
Luckily, my name isn't Wiley, so the hole will actually work for me. Go ahead and I slap the hole against a wall, and I just kind of
scoot the whole treasure chest.
Yeah, I just kind of
Yeah, as you slap the fabric against the wall, you see a circle with about a 10-foot diameter appear on the wall, and as you put your hand through it, it goes through the wall into the hole, and it's empty space.
Let's go ahead and slide the chest into that hole, and I wrap the handkerchief back up.
I hope this is enough to compensate you for the work you did. I also have a request.
What's that?
There's a, I guess you could say, acquaintance of mine that he's a bit, fuck, the word's not coming to me, secluded, antisocial. But I feel it's time he goes out into the world, and I would ask that you allow him to join your crew.
Where can we find this person?
As you say this, Malvo slowly rises to his feet, takes a couple breaths, and then shifts back into the human-looking form that you had met previously.
You need a potion. I think I have an extra potion.
There's no physical injury. It's just, my race, we're called Donatas, and our beings are comprised purely of magic, and we can live centuries, millennia, if need be, but our life force is dependent upon our magic, and casting 4 true resurrections straight just deprived me of a lot of my magic.
I mean, you probably could have just ignored the other two. They're not here.
They can remain here until they awaken. Like I said, they need a couple days to recover. But I should probably let you know this. We're below the tavern. This is my living quarters, I guess you could say. But as he says this, he walks toward this door next to you, Rixron. And the door itself has a large padlock on it and a couple sliding bolt locks. He pulls out a key, unlocks the lockbox, and then slides the bolts, opens the door, and beckons for both of you to follow him. As you enter the small room, you see another door with even more locks on it. And he does the same thing, unlocks all the locks, opens it. And he leads you through this passage. And as you come around that final corner, you see a stairway leading down into the ground. My acquaintance is down there. He asked that for isolation.
You keep your friend locked in your basement?
Well, the lock is more for his protection. He's new to our world, and I thought best to protect him for any seeking gateways into his home world.
Hey, baby. I'm not a babysitter.
Last time we followed your requests, we got attacked by a dragon. Is
There's-
there a dragon in the hole?
We never got attacked by it, Rick.
He holds up his hand. There's no danger down there. Like I said, this is a very locked and secluded place. The only one down there is my acquaintance.
Okay. I journey into the black abyss.
Alright. So as you travel down the stairs, you walk for a bit, at least 5 minutes, which, based on your previous travels, you can tell that's probably at least a few hundred feet underground. Finally, you reach the base of this spiral stairwell, and as you come out into the open, you see an open cavern. A couple rows of torches light the way, but beyond that, you see nothing but pure blackness.
We got a torch. I think I have a torch. Can't light it. Oh wait, I can light it off.
Well, the torches in front of you are currently lit. They're lighting up what little light they can give. And as you step off the stairs, you step away. And you suddenly hear a voice coming from nowhere and everywhere all at once. A booming voice. You hear, "Lady and gentlemen, do we have a show for you? Hailing from a far-off land, a land of myth and legend, to bring you joy and existential answers to our realm. I present to you the man, the god, the physical embodiment of all your lustful desires, the Kanye Quest." And as the voice fades off, you hear music, and suddenly more torches alight in front of you. And you see. And you can go ahead and introduce yourself. Kanye Quest. I stopped the music
Sorry, I
because
had to.
no, I stopped the music so it could be heard better.
Oh yeah, that's me, by the way.
All right, go ahead and introduce your character, and what do the other two see?
Kanye is sitting on a throne of skulls because that's who he is. But they're not like real skulls. They're like made of chocolate because he's Kanye West.
Yeah.
And he's like fawning over a picture of what you would think might be like his long lost lover from back home. So like maybe like Kim K or her sisters, because apparently he's into that. But on closer inspection, it's just a picture of himself.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you okay over there?
Kanye gets introspective.
Jesus.
Oh god. Nothing.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Kanye West. He doesn't say much.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
He's got like a "Make America Great Again" hat on and a Colin Kaepernick shirt. Not that either of your characters know what that means, but
God.
heavy sigh.
Okay. Is Malvo still here?
No, he remained up in the basement.
Alright. Well, Kanye, we just got killed by dragons. By a dragon. So, we're still trying to work out the kinks on these new bodies.
Well, I'm not from this time or world, so I'm trying to work the kinks out in that.
That's fair. That's fair. I apologize.
Where exactly are you from?
A far-off world full of smartphones and great music made by me.
Smartphone. What's a phone?
So imagine if you could talk to somebody on the other side of the world without having to go to them or write a letter.
Alistine,
Alistine,
Alistine as a druid and having some magical knowledge, you know this sounds a lot like the spell message or the magical item sending stones.
That makes sense.
I understand.
Very powerful message. See.
Yes, except instead of magic, it's just like a thing in your pocket. And usually people use them to look at pictures of cats.
Oh. Well, that's certainly interesting.
There's a spell called.
Hot.
Yep.
You're hot metal.
We should go back up and talk to Malvo. Oh boy.
Hello.
Mandrake.
Are you going to invite Kanye?
No.
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming with us.
He seems to
Come
enjoy
with
his
us,
throne
you
of skull.
jackass.
Throne of chocolate skulls, thank you.
Can I take one?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take one.
Kanye is okay with this.
No, I'm just gonna If he's coming with us, he doesn't need it. The chocolate's not gonna keep forever in the stingy base.
Also, just because I want to share this was going to be the other song that was going to introduce Kanye.
It would have been so much better.
There's music playing right now?
There was. I can play it again.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
No, it's too quiet.
Kind of hear it.
Before we leave,
Oh,
do you have something that we could transport these skulls with?
Oh, yes.
yeah, put your
In
hole in the
fact,
wall.
here. I slap my hole on the ground.
Just put it on the floor into the throne and then go behind
Just
it.
go ahead.
Sparta kick
Just
the
go ahead.
throne into the hole.
Yeah, shovel these in. It's fine.
Yes, Kanye, put your junk in Val's hole.
Do it.
Kanye proceeds to put his junk in Val's hole.
Hey, don't meta me. Damn it.
You're just proud because now you know what.
I know what meta means now. Super excited.
You didn't know?
No, I had no idea what the fuck meta meant.
I had to teach him
You looked it up.
because it's kind of hard to describe.
Alright. So, you guys make your way back up to the basement. Kanye joining you. As you, walk up there, you don't see Malvo anywhere around.
Motherfucker. Fair note.
So, you go back out to the room where you guys woke up in, and you see the other door open.
I slapped Tony with a fish.
Sleeping.
Yeah, Tony, why?
I slapped him with a fish. I got a 19 to hit. I'm pretty sure that's higher than this.
Okay, you hit. Roll damage.
2.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the spell True Resurrection only brings you guys back at 1 health point, so you just killed Tony again.
Fuck's sake.
He only
Matt.
goes up top. Let me check. Hold on.
I don't know. You have to text him and say he needs
I'm-
to.
Alright, I'm kidding.
Where is this spell?
You smack him in the face with a fish, and he doesn't move.
Just checking. Just checking. Fine.
But on your way to the room where Magnus and Odorf are sleeping, you had passed a set of stairs leading up.
What have you been doing with that fish?
Hitting people. Leading up?
Leading up.
Where are these? This thing?
Yep.
These guys are in the wrong part of the...
Let's head back to where we woke up, and then we have to go down and around.
This is where we woke up over here.
No.
This is where I was.
This is where we woke up.
Yeah. The stairs are over here.
These stairs.
Yes.
That's where I was going.
Wrong.
Went the wrong way.
No, I was just faster.
Alistine, just like a badass, starts phasing through walls and shit.
You know it.
So you guys walk up the stairs, and you open. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Oh god, I got too much.
Confused.
I got too much shit. Okay. Ignore that one.
Oh, it's a monster house.
And that one.
That's horrible.
Okay.
What's happening right now?
Sorry. I got too many pages. I made a lot of pages last night. Don't worry about it. But,
Were you perhaps on something when you did this?
yes, alcohol.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
As you guys come to the top of the stairs, it opens up into the tavern that you're familiar with, Malvo's Tavern. And it opens...
Starts with all of your hit points.
The doorway straight ahead of you is straight in the bar, and you can see the bar counter and Talvo, in his human form, cleaning mugs, just like any other stereotypical barkeep.
Are you okay?
Talvo?
He turns at your voice and nods. Yes. Sorry about my earlier appearance. I've healed a bit. At least enough to maintain this illusion.
And your bar, even with the town in ruin.
Thankfully, my tavern was far enough away from the rubble.
You know what's great about owning a bar after a disaster, though, is everybody wants to drink.
That's true.
That is very true. I knew there was a reason I sheltered you for so long.
Yeah.
The business acumen of Kanye Quest.
Hey, what's the name of this landlord guy that owns all these recently unoccupied buildings with everyone died?
His name is Geoffrey.
Joffrey.
Like
And
Joffrey?
Like Jeffrey.
yes,
Wait,
like Jeffrey, but like Geoffrey.
Wait, so I just want to make sure he's not like a little kid that's like a total shit, right?
No, he's an aged human, probably in his 50s or 60s. It's kind of hard to tell humans' ages.
Was his father's name Robert?
Not that I'm aware.
I get it.
We're good then.
Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones, okay.
I
DM just got the reference.
Proud of you. Where can we find this young brat who killed his father?
Alright, well. God damn it, now I gotta move this again. Okay, that one's closer.
What? That's
do
not good.
myself.
I like your rubble.
Yeah, the gray is the rubble. Yeah. Like I said, last night. Didn't have much time. Probably help if I would've. We'll say hit. No, that was the herbalist or the gardener. We'll say he lives right around there.
Let's go there.
No, just to warn you, Geoffrey, he's good at what he does. He's basically a realtor, a land baron. He's gonna try to overprice you. My hint is, or my advice is, if you can do anything, if you can find a way to benefit yourselves more, don't feel poorly about any negative effects upon him.
Don't feel bad if we screw him over. Got it.
Exactly, yeah, he's a dick.
Good. That's all I needed.
Alright.
Me? No, I'm not very good character. I don't.
Hopefully Scott has high.
Misery is my charismatic.
And just for Scott's benefit, since I had to cover some of these numbers, this square right here is where you guys currently are.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. And then I already forgot where I fucking put. That's it. Yeah.
Miss.
Let's head there.
All right.
Sit.
You want to pose to this idea?
Now let's go.
Kanye, do you need to make any stops?
No, I will follow you.
All right. So as you guys step outside the tavern, 1 second. As you guys step out of the tavern and step out onto the main street, you don't see many people. A lot of people are either at refugee shelters, even though it's in the same city, so it's not necessarily a refugee, but it's somebody who needs shelter. You do see a few people who are in torn clothes as you walk through the streets, either homeless, looking for shelter, or what have you. But you follow Malvo's directions, and you arrive at a small mansion. And as you approach the lane leading to this mansion, you see 2 guards standing at the gate, which, you'd be walking up right here.
Sit. Lay down. No, lay down. There.
And as you approach, you see the guards, they're holding spears, and they immediately cross their spears in front of you as you approach. Halt!
It's because I'm an orc, isn't it?
What business have you?
We have come to speak to your employer.
And do you have an appointment?
Malvor sent them.
Why do you wish to speak to the Lord?
We wish to speak to him about renting one of his properties. Renting.
The guards kind of gauge you, looking over the 3 of you. One of them nods and looks to the other. Yeah, I'll go tell him. And you watch as the guard walks through the gate. And through the gate, as it's open, you can see, like I said, a smallish mansion. And he disappears inside. After...
This is a little awkward.
Hold on. Try to do things. Advanced. Group.
Wander off. Bro,
You...
Ranger.
Me. I'm the ranger. I'm gonna just.
You see the guard reappear with a human dressed in fine garb, black salt and pepper type hair and beard, hands clasped within his robes. Yes, can I help? Oh wait, no, that's not the voice I wanted. Yeah, no, that's not right. Yes, can I help you?
Great, one of these guys.
Yep.
People. Hi, Malvor, the guy that owns the tavern in town. It's like 2 blocks away from this place.
We're here to purchase some buildings.
Hey,
I don't know of who you speak, but yes, I have properties for sale.
See.
What's your biggest property?
Stop that.
Well, if you want to follow me, I can show you my listings.
Yes, I would love to, sir.
Alright, so he leads you guys in through the gate and into his home. Real quick, because fucking shading is horrible. Can you see inside the house or no?
No,
No.
Alright.
I'm already in there, but I can't.
That'll
see.
work.
Oh, there I can.
Alright, so... Because Roll20 is clunky as fuck. So he leads you through, down a hall, and into another room.
Well, hello.
As he walks you through the room, into the room, you see a desk off to the side and a couple of chests sitting around. And he immediately walks to one chest, opens it, and you see nothing but papers inside. And he ruffles through them a little bit, pulls out a sheet of paper, and brings it over and lays it out on the desk. So, these are my current listings. And here we go.
Mm.
You're going to have to zoom out a lot, by the way. Because I had to do a lot to make all these fit. And as you look at this paper, you see sketchings of various buildings, as well as pricings on each one. Now,
I don't know, chicken feet.
just so you know, these buildings were... Some of them were damaged in the incident. A few of them are outside of the city and not being owned or maintained. They fell into a bit of disrepair. Which is why the prices are so low.
So, question: what's the one with the chicken feet? What's the deal with that? Is that a thing? Is that a house? Does it walk like an AT-AT?
The artist who drew this depiction, he was a little... not right.
The house doesn't actually have chicken feet.
Well, that's bullshit. This is false advertisement.
You see him kind of grimace a little bit. No, it doesn't. It is a quite small domicile, but it does not have chicken feet.
Does it have other feet?
Lost the sale.
No.
Only 250 gold.
We have to run a guild out of this building.
But I can buy this on the side.
You don't have 200.
So, out of
That
character.
chest of earnings was ours.
Just...
Put it in the hole that I declared mine.
My hole.
I will offer him one chocolate skull for the chicken foot house.
Hold on. Before we get to that, just so you guys know, if you'll open up your journals,
The character sheet
Oh.
page.
under handouts, you will see upgrades, prices, and effects.
Whoa. Whoa.
Merp.
Basically, any building you own can be upgraded. And looking through this handout, you can see what all the upgrades are, their prices, and the effects. These are all basically add-ons and bonuses for you. But depending on the domicile, you can only have so many upgrades unless you want to expand the building or property to allow more upgrades. Each expansion will cost 2,000 gold and allows for one upgrade, but you have to purchase the upgrades separately.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. We should buy more than one building and buy the chicken foot one, turn it into a tavern, and call it Chicken Foot.
Fuck yeah.
You can do that.
We'll have to build chicken feet. We have 15,000, right?
All we have to do is take
And
this
a pile of chocolate
on
skulls.
the wall.
Yes. I said we buy 8 and 9.
Well, hold on. These buildings to set upgrades, I should have wrote this down, but I forgot. 1 and 2 can have 10 upgrades each. 3 can have 6 upgrades. 4 can have 8 upgrades. 5 can have 2 upgrades. 6 can have 4 upgrades. 7 can have 5 upgrades. 8 can have 3 upgrades. And 9 can have 0 upgrades.
I can't even have a bar named Chicken Foot?
I mean, we can just make... That's not an upgrade. It is an upgrade.
And... Okay, we're going to switch through different maps because I had to... As Geoffrey explains to you, 4 of these buildings are located within the city itself. So we're going to move back to the Centaur map.
Oh god, I'm zoomed so far out.
I know, I'm sorry. And those numbers now on there are the locations of those buildings, same numbers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3, it is built into the wall of Centaur itself, the backside, and Geoffrey explains to you that, because I hate doing this voice, so I'm just going to do it in my normal voice. No, shut up, I'm not doing it. Owning a building, of course, is going to risk yourself to thieves and looters and everything, especially with the city being in the state it's in now. So if you were to purchase a building with walls, this would allow you extra security as far as whatever. So number 3, that building is built into the wall of the city itself and has the most protection. At least initially protection. Later on you could upgrade to where you have guards protecting your guild. 1, 2, and 4. Let me jump over so I can see them. That is zoomed in. Yeah, 1, 2, and 4, they don't... Well, 2 and 4 don't have walls, so you're at risk of people breaking in, and any supplies or anything, or even building that you do with these are at risk of being deteriorated or stolen. 1 is the most secure initially, and has the most room. And for the others that are located outside of the city, and during all this, Geoffrey is pulling out maps to show you. Number 5, which has 2 upgrades available, is next to Centaura Lake. Which, one of the upgrades I didn't put on there is a fishing guild. I can add that later. But that allows you to... they'll collect fish and do the same thing as the cooking guild, which will supply you with rations and also earn money. 6 is just outside of a small village to the southwest of Centaura. Number 8 is at a major travel route at a crossroads. It was initially a fortification when the realm was more in a war-like state, as a kind of outpost of the city to warn and defend. Number 7 is in the middle of the southernmost village of Tristanwald. Pretty sure I've heard that name before. That actually might be from... Yeah. But it's located within the city, which is kind of fallen into disrepair, so if you were to buy that keep, you could possibly expand to buying the village itself and expanding that and opening multitude other upgrades, and you guys would pull in revenue from that alone. But if you guys want me to shift maps at any time, just let me know.
You bring up the map of all the buildings again?
Get ready for that zoomed in picture. Yep. That's a big 15,000. But yeah, like Kanye said, you can buy as many of these buildings as you want. But just keep in mind, Malvo did tell you that if you felt the need to do anything, we'll just say illegal, you wouldn't have to feel bad because this guy's kind of a dick.
Can I just kill him and take all the deeds, or what?
Well, this is one thing you would know, just having lived in this city and dealt with societal shit in general. A deed needs to be signed over. And there is, while the city is in disarray, there are still a city guard who uphold the law. So if you were to steal the deed, you would have to forge the signature on the deed, which you do not currently know what his signature looks like, to gain property or possession of any of these properties.
What is forging? Is that sleight of hand?
Yeah, it would be sleight of hand, but if you have like a forging kit and proficiency in it, you would do that, and it would add an extra proficiency bonus to that, I believe.
I don't have a.
But you would still need to see his initial signature and how he signs his name. Otherwise, you're just
So we
guessing.
have to actually buy something first.
Exactly.
Okay.
Alright, so we buy 8.
Because you would know with any purchase, you would get a signed receipt as well as the deed itself for that property that has to be signed by him.
All right. Well, I want to see whatever it is before we buy it.
Good philosophy.
Yeah.
I guess I have to. Well, I can give you the addresses and locations to these buildings, but obviously these are in high demand.
Yeah. Don't give me the runaround, creepy dude. Bring me to this place.
Okay. He looks a little nervous, and he pulls out a piece of parchment and with a quill starts writing down stuff and hands it over, and there are directions to each of these individual properties.
So he's not coming with us.
Of course not. I mean, I can show you around the city, but the properties outside of the city, I'm not gonna go out to the wilderness.
What are you, some kind of fucking pussy?
Yes, he is. No, of course not. I just have other business. I'm a very busy individual.
You were sitting in your lounge when we showed up in the middle of the day. Don't bullshit me.
Fog of War was enabled. You have no idea what I was fucking doing. I mean, no, I was filling out paperwork.
Yeah, you're probably jerking it to paintings of the fucking Queen. Let's go.
I love how much you have embodied Kanye West. Anyway. So, what are you guys doing?
Go ahead and, we have 15,000 gold pieces, right?
You also had whatever gold you guys had from last session.
We had gold.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I forgot to say. All your equipment and weapons and all that you had on you when you were brought back to life.
No fucking idea what I had.
Yeah, whatever you had would be in your character sheet. Nothing's changed since, so. But actually, it won't take long. Hold on. Handout. You guys can go ahead and do what you're gonna do. I'm just adding something for you guys.
Alright, look, we're not buying anything until this dude goes to a place with us.
I don't think he's gonna do that.
I mean, what difference is it gonna make?
He agrees to show you the ones within the city, but he's adamant about not going to the ones outside of the city.
Alright, well, what do we like from within the city then?
3's
Alright.
the one that's fortified within the town wall, right?
Yes.
That's 5.
Alright. Well, what the fuck? Go there. Alright. So, under handouts, you'll see party gold. That can be edited by all of you. That is the gold that is not all of everybody's gold, but like what you're putting into that pool for like to buy a building, to buy upgrades, all of that. You can still keep whatever you want for yourself.
I'm making a list. 5 was the one by the lake. 800.
Yeah, I mean the locations themselves, you don't need to see that map. I'm bad at descripting, but I can kind of somewhat. So I'll leave it on this building map so you can at least see what. Oh fuck! I need to see. Actually, no, I don't, because I have the actual original images. Alright, so after saying that you want Geoffrey to accompany you guys, he excuses himself to change out of his robe and everything, and when he comes back, he's in a very flamboyant, tight, kind of tuxedo type outfit.
Fucking knew it.
Here we go. Oh crap! No, I do need to see the. So he's holding the directions to the actual city and holds it out to you. Now the property. Oh, hold on. The property is listed. As you can see, 1 through 4 within the city. Which one would you prefer to see first?
3.
Are we agreed that we are all semi-interested in 3?
Yeah.
Alright, so he leads you guys through the city. Oh god, that enlarged when I didn't want it to enlarge. It takes a few minutes walking through, and as you walk through, you see more desolation through the city. Not only did the boulders consume half of the fucking city, but as Malvo said, the Valkyrians apparently also attacked the city, and there's a lot of burnt down houses, a lot of damage. Actually, on the way, you pass the gardener. I forgot what the fuck her name was. You pass her property, and you see the house, her crops,
Gertrude.
Everything is just Gertrude. Thank you. Her house and crops are all just burnt to the ground.
Oh shit. Can I be like, hey Gertrude, we're starting a guild, do you want to work with us?
You don't see her around. Basically, everything in this section of the neighborhood has been burnt to the ground. And as you approach the building itself, as you come up upon the wall, you see, as the image shows, the wall itself is still very structurally stable. The building itself, since it's built into the wall of Centaur, they didn't take much damage, being so resilient. But all of the wood has been burnt. You'd obviously have to hire a carpenter to kind of bring everything back, and that I'll just say, out of character, no matter what building you buy, basically every building is going to be damaged in some way. No matter what building you buy, as soon as you buy it, you're going to have access to the job board, which will unlock quests for you to be randomly provided, so you don't have to hunt down quests to make money. As you upgrade the building, is the more it will repair, and the pictures that were shown are shown in that one picture or on that one map is what it would look like at the end when it's finished. Unless you add upgrades, in which case I'm not gonna fucking update it. Whatever.
Alright, so my first question is, the amount of damage that's done to this building, what's going to be the cost of fixing it up?
Well, that depends on you. I mean, the prices they've been taken into account, the damages to these buildings, and
I call bullshit on that, you sleazy motherfucker.
why, I never.
Yeah, well, you did now.
Scott, I love you.
So, here's what I'm thinking. This price that you're asking for this property right here, 5,750 gold. I'm thinking probably closer to like 3,000 gold.
He kind of looks at you oddly, obviously being, you're half orc or full orc?
Half orc.
Yeah, look, you still have the tusks though, and he just kind of looks at you oddly, not really meaning your eye. I'm sorry, but these prices are non-negotiable.
All prices are negotiable, sir.
Not with me. I swear to God, guys, I hate doing this voice.
Very much, do you? How do I get my...
I got it.
Ready?
Who is it?
Party. Gold for party.
What do you think, guys?
I think we'll look at the rest of them.
I want to go look at 8. I like the look of 8.
Can we like cut this down and just say what's
Yeah, we'll say you look at the rest, Geoffrey leads you to the rest within the city, and the base structure all look like the pictures provided, but they are damaged in some way or other. But once you've seen those 4, he decides to leave you all and leave you to yourselves. He gives you the map of where the other locations are outside of the city and really sticks to his initial decision to not go outside the city.
Great, let's take a look at 8.
Alright.
so is it
How damaged is 8? Is the wall surrounding 8 still,
Well, it's not within the city, right? So it looks like it's pretty far from the city, actually. So it's probably
Yeah,
well removed from what happened.
I'm not really good with distances. We'll say 8 itself is almost a day's. We'll say
miles? 5 miles?
it took you half a day to walk within the city to look at all these locations, and to 6 would take a day or half a day. 8 would take a day to travel to. 5 would take a quarter, not less than a quarter of a day to travel to.
we go check out 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Alright, so you guys start making your way. You get to about here when it starts to become dusk and the sun is setting.
The night does not scare me.
do we wanna head to 9 and walk there for the night?
It's on an island, and Kanye West can't swim, so no.
That's
Yeah,
not-
I will say that area around 9 is a swamp, so while there's water, it's only about knee deep for an
Yeah,
average
I'm
size
not
person.
getting these Yeezys fucking muddy to go to a chicken foot fucking house that costs 250 gold.
We'll just buy that one regardless.
You guys do have the option of setting up camp for the night and then continuing in the morning if you'd like.
What if we just walk?
You can do that, but if you walk through the night, you will take a point of exhaustion, which gives you disadvantage on all saving throws, and I believe ability checks.
I'm Kanye West, I'll just eat my way out of it.
That's Kanye West. What about the other 2 with you?
We should probably camp.
Yeah.
I'm a monk. Saving throws are important. Alright, we'll make camp. Or that thing. Who wants first watch?
That's not exhaustion.
You're exhausted.
Shut up! I gotta look through my player's hand guide and remember the rules of exhaustion. 85.
We would literally have enough money to buy all the properties that we're interested in. At first. I'm thinking if we look at them, we can talk them down. Especially if we buy in a bundle. Yeah, but how the fuck long have these properties been sitting here rotting? They're only worse ones.
Here we go. Yep, level 1 is disadvantage on ability checks. Just want to make sure.
No kidding?
So, you guys are setting up camp. Like Rixian asked, who wants to take first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Alright.
No, you're half off.
Yeah, I'm half off.
So, roll a perception check. Alright. So, for the first few hours through the night, you keep watch, and you're somewhat intense on keeping an eye. You kind of get distracted easily a little bit, but you don't really see nothing, and it approaches the time to swap watches.
I'll take second watch.
Alright. Roll a perception. So at this point, it's shifting from about 11 at night to 2 at night during your watch. You don't see much. You hear a lot of owls, a lot of nocturnal predators, but nothing that's really a threat to you or the party.
Okay.
Alright. Kanye, you're up for watch.
Yay.
Alright, roll perception.
You probably have to explain to him how to.
Yeah, basically, on your character sheet, through Roll20, you can click on anything, and it'll automatically do the roll for you. So under your skills, where you have like sleight of hand, athletics, all that toward the bottom should be perception. Well, more toward the middle, but all you do is click the word perception, and it'll do the roll for you. There you go.
There it is.
Same thing as the others. You're attentive. You keep watch, and nothing really stands out. Toward the end of your watch, the sun rises. During the night, it had gotten a little bit colder, and as the sun rises, the sun heats up the ground and creates a slight fog on the ground. Not large, about maybe waist high at the very most, and it's not very dense. And as Kanye, you start to get a little impatient as the sun rises higher. It's about, we'll say about like 7, 8 o'clock. You decide to start waking up the party.
Wake up.
Alright, let's keep going. Go. Okay.
Alright. So, around noon, you start coming up to the crossroads, and off to the left, you see the building indicated on your map. It's... do you guys want me to swap it over to number 8, or do you remember fairly well?
I remember what that one.
Okay. It basically looks like a fort. Wooden fences all around. Looks pretty sturdy. They're still intact. The building itself, it's been crumbling a little bit. It looks like it hasn't been used in at least a couple decades. Like back when, toward the back end of the warring era of the realm. There's, I guess you could call it a moat. There's a road that leads up to the fort, but then there's a big ditch built around the fort itself, not filled with water, so it's not a true moat, but the drawbridge is already lowered, and as you walk in, the inner drawbridge is pulled up, protecting the inner building.
Right, so question, how do we get into it if we buy it?
Geoffrey didn't give that information. You'd assume you'd be allowed access once you actually purchase the building or purchase the property.
The question though is, like, if it's been unused, that means there's nobody in it, and the drawbridge is raised up. So nobody's there to drop that drawbridge once we buy it.
You don't know that. Roll a perception check.
That was the wrong one. Stop!
We'll take that 10. Rick's around if you want to do a look around too. Oh wait, no. No, 19 is perception. Sorry. Kanye, as you walk around the outside, the very outside of this fence, you see at the bottom of this ditch, the moat, you see a small grill, and it looks to be like some type of sewer of some kind to let runoff from rain leave the fort and enter the moat. you kind of get the sense that thinking of actual aquifers and everything and how it all works, that you could enter that and come up within the fort itself.
Lit, who's going with me?
I'll do it.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
Alright, as you work your way down the slope of this ditch, all of you roll athletics.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
Am I rolling?
Athletics?
What? Shit, roll.
Oh. After a +4. I roll acrobatics. Look at that. He's doing good.
So yeah, Alistine and Rixron, as you work your way down, at first you have a good hold working your way down, but eventually each of you grab onto a separate handhold and it just gives way and you start sliding uncontrollably down. You reach, thankfully it's at enough of a slope to where you don't take any damage when you come to the bottom, but you're now covered in dirt and filth and so
Sewer.
Okay, so question.
Mhm.
Since their athletic rolls suck, can something survive in that whole thing?
in the moat, since it's dry as a bone right now, yeah. Like
So like they could climb in the hole and I could stick it in my pocket and climb in.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Like they could, we could toss that hole out there, right? They could climb in with the gold and the chocolate skulls, and I could pocket that thing and climb in, and then open the hole back up and they climb out. And then their athletics rolls don't matter.
You can do that. It's too late now to do it because they already rolled for it. But
He fell down the hill.
you can survive within the extra dimensional space, but you need to be able to hold your breath, and those would take con saves while you're within the hole. Because the extra dimensional space, once it's closed, doesn't provide oxygen.
Alright, well, their rolls kind of suck right now, so let's not try that.
Yeah, I mean, it's already done. They're at the bottom now. They didn't take any damage. They're just covered in dirt. But, I mean, they're fine now. So you all walk up to the sewer gate, which it's well, it looks like a stone cylinder with metal bars and an actual gate door set in it that is currently locked.
Since I'm a half elf, can I maybe squeeze bars?
No, these bars are about maybe 4 inches apart, space individual. So that's not quite small enough for you to be able to fit.
Can I bend them?
You can try. Do a strength check.
Your strength. You're an elf, and your strength is 15.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
I rolled.
Guess you rolled strengths for nothing.
Ha!
Fuck. They're sleeping. Things I'm good at. Stealth. Sneak.
Try to pick them.
Is that stealth? No, that's
Sleight
sleight
of
of
hand.
hand.
Just adds to your, makes you proficient. Oh, one put his plug.
Alright, sorry about that.
Roll the 15. Great.
Rixron, as you grab those bars and you try with all your might, they just don't budge.
Can I
I'm gonna look around.
Alright, go ahead and roll perception.
Damn.
You see pretty much everything. You're in a kind of valley, basically, in this moat. And all you see is dirt and rain runoff, a lot of driftwood and stuff at the bottom of this. Nothing that you can see that would really help you in this situation.
Okay, can I try to pick the lock on the...
Yep. Oh, do you have thieves' tools?
No.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand.
God, fuck. What the...
Yeah, you try to inspect the lock, see how... It's basically just a regular padlock, and you can't figure out how to get inside the lock itself and undo it.
I rolled an 18. Can I pick the lock?
Val, Rixron, you pull out your dagger and kind of slide the tip into this lock, and you fiddle with it a little bit. And finally, just getting aggravated with it in general, you just slam your dagger in as far as you can and twist, and you break the lock itself.
Just the tip every time.
Yep. So as you pull the padlock off and take it out the gate, you can open the door of this gate.
Okay. I'm gonna boot it in like fucking 300.
Alright. So you guys follow the sewers of this, and it's a very simple system. There's just one tunnel, and you reach the end of it, and you reach a dead end, but above you, a ladder and a pipe go straight up. Did you mean to do that?
Nope, I was just trying to
okay. Alright. So you reach this dead end with the ladder, you climb up the ladder, and at the top is a metal grill trapdoor that is also locked.
Would you care to try and handle this again?
Same thing. Worked for you the first time. Stab your dagger through, give a sharp twist, and the lock interior of the padlock just breaks. You're able to pull it off and unlock the grate, and you lift it up. As you come off the ladder and step out into the open, you see that you're within the inner courtyard of this fort. And the ground itself kind of slopes down, so you see why there was only one pathway is basically the plan was the water will drain down into this grate, into the sewer, and use basically the elements itself to fill the moat. But it being the middle of summer and not much rain, that's why the moat is...
Sewer moat.
Pretty much, yeah.
Gross.
So what you're telling me is we would need to hire somebody to light the poop on fire and start.
You'd have to what?
No, it just empties out into the moat and filters itself out.
Yeah, whenever it rains, the rain is emptied into this sewer, feeds into the moat, and that raises the water levels. But since in the middle of the summer, you can see since there's not a lot of rain, it will dry out. So while this location with its walls is heavily defended, you'd have to find a way to at least hire 1 or 2 guards to defend the sewer whenever you're out doing quests or what have you away from the fort.
Right, but my question is, where does the poop go?
The DM's not very good with that kind of stuff. Use your imagination.
Like when like when you're pooping there, is it like an outhouse with a big old hole that's dug, or is it like you poop in a bucket, or does it go down into the sewer and then the moat?
Within the courtyard itself, you see there's a couple outhouses set up. Once you go inside the keep, you see a couple washrooms that either feed into somewhere, or it's just some weird dimensional hole where all the waste and shit goes.
Who's magic? That's the one. We poop in our hole.
Underneath.
So
and
the
then
poop
the
doesn't go in the
left,
moat.
and they just take the Acme hole out to the woods and
The DM doesn't really take bodily functions into account when he plans stuff, so...
Well,
Use your
bullshit
imagination.
off the top of your head. Come on, man.
Not a poop moat. Not a poop moat.
Okay, it's not a poop moat. That's good.
What time of day is it at this point?
It's about 11, starting to near noon.
Will we be able to make it to 7 before nightfall?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to go check out 7 now?
Let's, make a general investigation, see what's up with the, how the fuck did they close the drawbridge?
Alright, roll investigation.
Click 24, bitches. I know everything.
So, Rixron, as you walk up to the drawbridge, you look up and you see it's a pulley system to raise and lower the drawbridge, but the rope currently has been snapped clean through. So, you can come to the assumption that when they were leaving, whoever decided to close it snapped the rope to close the drawbridge and probably left through the sewer system. Hence why all the gates and everything were locked on the outer side of the fort.
We're gonna have to replace that rope.
And those locks.
And those locks. Yeah.
That's fine.
Also probably
I have a lot of rope
from the inside. Get the gate open.
I literally have...
I have more rope.
You probably want to wait on repairs until you actually buy a property if you're going to buy it at all.
Yeah, we're just thinking
gonna
it
live
out for
here.
the future.
Okay.
Not
Oh,
buying.
don't worry, I'm taking notes. I will be right back.
Okay. We're just going to squat here until it legally becomes up.
Yeah.
No, that's not how squatting works.
That is exactly how squatting works. If you are squatting in a place for more than 2 weeks, they do not have a legal right to kick you out. Yes, my mom used to manage an apartment complex. If you were there for longer than 2 weeks, they do not have a legal right to ask you to leave.
Yeah, idiotic US laws don't necessarily carry over to D&D laws.
Motherfucker.
Water's okay. If they don't kick you out, what if they have tried to kick you out and you just won't fucking leave?
Call the fucking cops. Before they have been there long
So they
enough
have
to
to
claim
be
squatter.
arrested.
No, the cops don't necessarily have to arrest them. They can just,
But I mean, if they come and the cops come and say, "Get your ass out of here," and they just don't fucking leave.
then yes, they're going to get arrested for trespassing and refusing to obey lawful orders from the police officer.
See, I don't understand why the whole 2 weeks thing comes into play with that. If you don't have a title or a deed to the property, or at least a rental agreement, can't you still be charged with trespassing?
Yeah, you shouldn't be on property.
Yes. You've been there long enough, you claim squatters' right. I think it's basically just to protect homeless people.
Maybe, but that's really stupid.
It really is. Also, that echo is really annoying the shit out of me.
Sorry.
I hate hearing my own voice.
2 weeks versus 15 years, Val.
Oh, that's for... No,
Fuck's sake.
that's property law.
15 fucking years.
Same thing.
That's not...
Oh, hey, new episode of Shameless. Sorry, I like Shameless.
Alright, I'm back. Let's walk around, get the lay of the land.
Alright. So you guys go back through the sewer, exit this fort, and make your way toward number 7.
What did I miss?
Absolutely nothing. We waited
Cool.
for you.
I wanted to look around the inside of the fort more.
What did we find?
It's deserted. All the valuables and everything, even furniture, has been taken out. It's totally barren inside.
Is the wall,
What's the condition of the fort overall?
The
pretty
wall,
solid?
the wall is solid. The building itself is starting to crumble a bit. There's holes in the side of it. It looks like it's going to need some repair, but overall, it seems pretty sturdy.
Okay.
All right.
Any other questions?
All right.
We'll look at number 7 too.
All right. So you make your way to 7. As you reach the southern point of that road, you see a village ahead of you. And even from a distance, you can tell this village has seen better times. A lot of the buildings are in disrepair. You walk into the village and you see a lot of unkempt people wearing rags and even some burlap sacks as tunics. Toward the middle of this village, you find the 7th property. It's got a decent wall around it. It's well situated within the village to where it's in the center. It's kind of in the main market area. So if you were to purchase it and maybe bring this village back to flourishing words, you could probably get a lot of traffic through and find it easier to hire NPCs into the guild.
Hey, what we could do, take all the traffic from all the things that have been in the other town.
Oh, yeah. We're build our town up bigger than that.
Yeah.
You could buy
Build
7,
off their loss.
buy 7 and 8, and use 8 as a defensive tower. That makes sense. Well,
Buy 7 and 8. Use 8 as a place of, like, commerce. 7 as a place of...
All right, let's take a look at number 7. What do we see?
Perception.
Take a look at what?
Take a look at number 7. What do we see?
Yeah, it's situated in the middle of this village. The walls itself are pretty good. The gate at the front of these walls is wide open, and the building itself is pretty much decrepit. A lot of the siding's coming off. The structure itself, half of it is kind of charred as if it had been on fire in the past.
Let's offer them 5,000 gold pieces, 7 and 8.
Let's wait till we get back, and we'll discuss that.
Yeah.
What else do we see?
Roll perception.
I rolled a 13.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me roll and see what I get. Yeah.
Inside the building itself, you can see there must have been like some kind of incident to where the property was set on fire, maybe arson, maybe natural causes. But there's some furniture left, but they're all charred. So if you were to buy the property, you'd have to refill the building, which, out of character, it's not going to cost extra. When you buy the building, you'll refurnishing the building will come with the price. It's just the building itself, the structure and everything will be repaired as you upgrade.
So it's going to cost us 2,000 gold to upgrade, right?
No, that's to add upgrades as well.
Yeah. Because number 7, where did I put my notebook? Number 7 comes with 5 upgrades. And then if you want to expand to more upgrades, you'd have to pay the 2,000 to expand, and then pay for the upgrade to fill that expansion slot.
So we have to upgrade in order to refurnish it.
No, when you buy, it refurnishes. But to rebuild the structure and all that would come with the upgrades that you purchase.
Okay.
What slots did 8 have again?
8 had 3.
How many? Wait, write down her? Do I not?
Don't question my.
And 7 has 5.
Yes. And this village itself is called Tristanwald.
Tristanwald?
Hold on, I'll type it in the Roll20 chat. Tristanwald.
What else do we see?
Nothing really. It's pretty barren within the property itself.
The
village,
town,
the village, there's really no marketplace. There's a kind of a small farmer's market, but the vegetables and produce and everything being sold, it's very limited, and a lot of it looks either not ripe or starting to spoil.
So what we can do is buy this one, turn it into like farmers.
There's a merchant guild upgrade for
And like
2,000.
an inn. Then on the other one, we sell like weapons and armor. And the adventurer is passing through, and if they ask to stay the night, we send them 7 in there.
And there's not an option.
Brothel there.
Also not an option.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna add as a brothel.
Probably also an inn. Oh, I guess there's a tavern.
Yeah, the tavern is like a bar and an inn together.
Menagerie.
Pets and people.
Menagerie.
I don't think you know what a menagerie is.
Menagerie. No, it's like adventure time.
Yes. Menagerie coast.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Where'd the other pencil go?
I can. That's the thing that I can. Can I have number 9 as my opponent?
Big 5. Number 9 didn't have any expansions.
Oh, that's right.
What costs an extra 2,000?
So let me ask you this, DM. If we were to buy number 7, right, for a village with a very understaffed market area, let's say we add a few guilds who have different skills, add them to the marketplace, do we gain the profits from any trades we do?
Yeah, if you look under the notes with the upgrades, prices, and effects, there's a lot of upgrades that will gain you extra money, like Merchant's Guild, Thieves Guild, along with notoriety, Blacksmith, Armorer, Cooking Guild, Carpentry Guilds. No, that doesn't earn you money. Adventurers expansion. But the city itself, if you were to buy 7, eventually at some point, if you wanted to make the city or the village itself your own and do upgrades within the city, that would unlock a lot of expansion slots or upgrade slots, but you would have to find the owner of the village itself and try to work a deal to buy the village. And you don't know how much that would be.
Okay.
Let's start with 7.
I think we should start with 7. The tavern there.
I think we should do both. And I need to see that sheet with the prices again.
I will say with number 9, I forgot to mention, Geoffrey, I told you, since it's in the middle of a fucking swamp, it will be very, very, very rare. Like, I would literally have to roll a natural 20 on, or a natural 1 on the die. Because no matter what property you purchase, as far as like thieves or looters, I will roll on a d20 to see what effects, if any, happen. With a number 9, it would basically have to be a natural 1 for anybody to try to loot your property or anything like that. Since it's surrounded by a swamp.
Make that our own personal.
Put all our gold and shit there.
We have a.
That's not gonna hold all of our gold when we're like billionaires. There is money in property. invest.
Jumping the gun. Jeez.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. I think we need to go back and talk to Prissy, what's his face.
Yeah,
Joffrey.
let's do that.
Alright, wait here. Because I have all the properties on my list. I have 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. What I'm seriously interested in are 7, 8, 9. But if we bought all these properties, we could get them for $13,300. Now, he can loop that into a bargain deal. We can tell him that this shit is just sitting around. No fucking pay that much for any of these. Nobody's wanted them for the last 20 years. And we're coming along. We're willing to buy them.
Well,
They have been
hold on.
empty.
Hang on.
Dragon attack is what we were told.
Wait until we're talking to him and not each other in the DM.
Also, if we spend 13...
Oh, I have to be able to pay it.
Let's go back and talk to douchebag. Douchebag boys guy I hate.
Alright. So as you start working back north, you get to about the same area as your camping spot before when it starts to get dark. Do you guys want to keep going or set up camp?
Might as well stay here. He's going to be asleep when we get back anyways. He spends his whole day jerking off.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I say he's going to be asleep when we get back anyways. He spends his whole day jerking off, so we might as well stay here for the night.
Alright. Alright, same thing. Do you guys want to set up watches?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Who's starting
I'll
out?
be first watch tonight. Whoop! Oh, well, I fall asleep.
Actually, yeah. Rixaron, during your watch, you
It's a good thing I took
not
first
not
watch.
really having a sense of danger or adrenaline rushing through you, since it's literally the same area you spent camp the night before. You just start to zone out a bit, and eventually you fall asleep. Which means you do not wake up the next watch. So let me roll for that. Okay. Roll a I guess roll a perception again, Rixaron.
Motherfucker!
Okay, so you sleep through the third watch as well. Oh, you guys get so lucky. So yeah, morning comes and finally, Rixaron, you awaken as the sun rises and realize, I just slept through everybody's fucking watches.
It's my orc blood, I can't.
And the other two wake up around the same time and realize you guys were never awoken for your watches.
Welcome, I watched all 3 of the watches.
Yeah, so being that I don't know what order the watches were in because I was asleep, I'm not going to say anything.
I took all 3 watches. You're
No.
welcome.
No.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
actually.
you can roll insight for it.
So
Rixaron, roll deception.
Roll
deception.
deception. Yes, there is. I have a 0.
Y'all fucking believe him. You think he is the most nice individual ever. And he must be so tired from staying up for 8 hours straight and not getting any sleep.
Why don't you climb in the hole and take a nap?
Yeah. Catch that?
But
Climb in the hole and take a nap. Tired.
no, I got it. Yeah, it's fine.
No, it's fine. It's too late.
It's the half orc blood. I have the hole. You can't make me do it.
Expand it while it's in your pocket. Suck you up a black hole.
Can't roll shit for perception, but god damn it, I can see the shit out of you guys.
I can't believe you have the skill.
Alright, so you all continue on?
Yeah, let's go back and talk to douchebag.
Alright, so around noon, you guys finally arrive at the little mansion again.
Sit. Thank you.
And the same guards are on duty.
Did you ever guys get a break?
And as you approach, they cross their spears again. Ho! Oh! Y'all again.
That's us again.
Yeah, we're back. Let us in. We want to talk to what's his face.
Yeah, we know where we're going.
One of the guards nods and goes to retrieve douchebag, and he approaches.
I just follow the guard in.
Well, do you really do that?
Big bastard. I mean, no.
No.
That's not.
Okay. So you wait a few minutes, and Joffrey approaches the gate again. So, have you looked at the other properties?
What?
You still there?
Yeah.
Cut off.
You cut out.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. So, have you looked at the other properties?
Yeah.
So,
And?
how do you feel about a...
What's the price list on those? Let's see that again. Zoom out.
Lay down. There.
So what we like 7, 8, and 9, right?
Yeah. Give you 5,000 gold for 7, 8, 9.
No, we'll give him less. Let's see, it comes to 62.50 by his price. We'll give him the full 250 for the one in the swamp because it's 250 and fuck it, whatever. Let's see. Number 8, we'll give him 1,500, and number 4, we'll give him, let's call it 2,500. So
I have some pretty extensive fire damage.
Number 4?
7.
Okay. Scott
yeah,
said
we'll
4.
give you 4,250 for the lot. 7, 8, and 9.
Roll perception on, or not persuasion.
I rolled 2 because I'm also talking. My persuasion is garbage, but... Ooh, no, not great.
Where's my thing?
Did I get an advantage because Scott's right? Scott's...
What am I rolling? Persuasion?
You can either do advantage or do separate
No,
rolls.
we'll let Scott take his. It's fine.
Alright. Roll his insight. Oh. Well, how much did you say?
32.50.
32 or 42?
32.
Let me roll it. Fuck, same fucking number. Well, you do drive a hard bargain.
Yeah, well, you're a racist prick. Number 8 there, 2 broken locks. There's sewer access to the inside. There's a snapped rope. The whole place is crumbling. There's holes in the wall. Yeah. Number 7 there, the village is poor. The main market area's got nothing going on. We're going to have to build up the fucking town if we want to do anything with it. The gate's wide open. The place has been on fire. We're not paying $4,000 for the fucking place.
Well, if that's the case, then I guess I should take them off the market and re-inspect them.
Yeah, 34.50.
Or
Take them off your
you
hands.
could just sell them to us. It's not worth your trouble, really.
It is when I've paid about that price for all of the listings.
Yeah, well, that was before the fucking mountain exploded, so why don't you make your money up with the big-ass castle and all that other shit?
Or I could just wait until the city returns to its previous economic state.
Yeah, that's a big-ass question that you're asking yourself there. Is it going to do that? When will it do that? Maybe in 10 years? Sure, maybe. And these places aren't in the city. They're well outside the city. They're in a poor area. You're not going to make your money back on them anyways.
Also,
Roll persuasion with advantage.
any of our future deals.
Just listen. Oh.
Alright, that 13. I'm gonna say he's an average dude, so he doesn't get a modifier, so that matches.
Means we win.
Tell you what, 5,000 and it's a deal.
Tell you what, 3,500.
And we will send other customers your direction.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. 3,500, and you get 3% of net gains from the marketplace in that poor-ass town once we build it back up.
That's if you build it back up.
Yeah, well, that's if... Yeah, you're talking about building the city back up. That's if the city builds back up. A goddamn mountain just exploded next to it. Who's going to move back here?
Exactly. I'm not selling the village. I'm selling a property.
Yeah, you're going to sell properties in a fucking town where the mountains goddamn explode? Good luck.
Well, if you look around, there is need for a lot of refugees who are looking for new homes.
Yep, and God bless them if they decide to stay here.
One more roll. Fuck. How much did you say again? 35?
35 and 3% of the net gains from the market.
Yeah, I'm not keeping track of that shit. Alright, you have yourself a deal.
Damn right.
Honestly, out of character. It's too late now, so you can't do it now. But you could have bought number 9 to get the signature, and then forge it, and steal a deed for one of the other properties. But
I wanted to be an asshole to him.
Oh, no, we're
Oh,
not
I
done yet.
was,
We're gonna come back and steal number 1.
well, I'm just gonna...
alright, yeah, I'll go ahead and say you can do that.
Number
So
1?
he leads you guys into the mansion, or small mansion, whatever. Same room, goes to his chest, pulls out a couple sheets of paper, pulls them out, signs. Now, who is going to be the owner? If you're going to purchase it as a group, do you all have a name?
Oh, shit.
Just put Yee on there.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is why Taryn and Tony are going to regret not being here, because you guys are going to decide the party's name as a group.
Key names suck dick.
Apparently it's Yee.
Yee or Yeet?
Yee, Y-E. Kanye West legally changed his name to that today, so I'm going to stick with it.
What?
Yeah, seriously.
What?
Yeah.
Y-E.
Y-E. Yee.
Why the fuck?
Because it's Kanye West.
Oh, shit.
So, like, is it Yee West or just Yee?
No, just Yee.
So much.
That's also the name of his newest album.
So, Rixaron and Alistine, are you okay with this name that Kanye suggests?
Well, I ain't got anything better, so yeah, we'll go with Yee.
So we can just be like, Yee Guild.
Yeah, there you go.
Boom.
Alright, so as you watch, Geoffrey signs, there's 3 sheets of paper, he signs each deed, and then turns it over for you to sign, and whoever signs it, Yee. And you are now in possession of properties 7, 8, and 9 for 3,500 gold.
So while
At a
he's
Final Fantasy flash.
adding papers, can I sneak over and slip a couple deeds up my tunic?
Roll sleight of hand.
Oh, here we go. Fuck!
Yeah, you rolled a 16.
Well, we'll sleight of hand, we're going to try it too.
Well, you can roll it, but he sees Alistine going for it, and he
That's fine,
immediately...
you can see that.
Well, I mean, I'm
Which
just
one did you go for?
super casual, like kind of perusing around the stuff.
But yeah, what were you sticking up your tunic there?
And now when he's distracted,
Just scratching my back.
Yeah, so I'm gonna slip the one for the 15,000 gold and the one for so numbers 1 and number 3. I'm gonna stick up mine.
take 5 too. Because you rolled 20.
Slow down, I think we're over.
Seeing Alistine out of the corner of his eye, go over to the chest and try to lift it up behind her back and grab a paper. Geoffrey becomes immediately indignant. Why, I never! What are you doing over there?
I'm just looking at these. They're very interesting. Do you see over here this interesting seal of approval?
Behind your back?
That's the only way you can,
You watch as Geoffrey immediately snatches up the deeds and titles for 7, 8, and 9, and immediately puts them inside his tunic. Get out! I will not do business with a trio of thieves!
Yeah, well, we already paid you for the shit, so give it to us.
He shoves the gold back toward you. Take your gold and leave!
Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. So,
Scott already took the other deeds, so fuck
yeah,
it.
I mean, he already signed the deeds, so...
No, you guys were in the process of signing it when she did that. So they were still on the desk, and he snatched them up and shoved them in his tunic.
Alright, well, we watched him sign, right?
You saw him sign, but you didn't actually... Who actually signed the deeds?
I did.
I was thinking we all did, and then while...
No, since you're signing it as a party, it would only be one person signing ye.
I signed.
Okay, roll perception.
Roll perception?
Yep, just you, Rickson.
Shit. Yeah, well, apparently...
Damn it.
Yeah, you saw his signature, but you didn't imprint in your mind all the loops and everything. It's a very real estate-ish type signature, to where it's a lot of scribbles, scritches, scratches.
I offer him a chocolate skull.
What is this?
It's chocolate, dude. Taste it.
She's hard.
I'm on a diet.
Dude, you don't even know what chocolate is, alright? So fucking just taste it. I'll even eat a piece.
He just stares at you.
What is... We
Quick
live in a
question.
society.
Does Scott have the deeds for 1 and 3 still?
No, Geoffrey grabbed all the deeds and put them in his tunic, and shoved the gold back toward you that you were going to purchase the properties
Fine,
with.
I offer him 3,500 chocolate skulls instead of 3,500 gold.
No, you're just being insulting. And he points to the door again. Get out!
Really? You can sell these for like 10 gold a piece. That's like 35,000 gold right there I just offered you.
Get out!
Yeah, we ain't moving. So, like, here's the deal. You can take 3,500 gold, you can take 3,500 fucking chocolate goddamn skulls, or we can just stand here. I'll even take a dump in the fucking corner.
And louder than you could imagine, out of this small, old, decrepit frame, you hear, guards!
So he already signed these deeds, right? We just haven't signed them yet?
You've signed them, but they're in his tunic.
Great, let's kill him.
How many
And,
guards were outside?
here we go.
Can I
Oh, fuck. Alright.
walk by him? Like, if I can sneak around and try and snatch him out of his tunic?
As you approach, he immediately backs away, reaches into his tunic, pulls out the deeds, and tears them in half.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well,
how
now
do
no
we
one
win this?
owns... Sir.
And just unlock this a bit more.
Well, if we kill him, we own his property.
Guards come charging in.
Alright, let's, I'm gonna offer the guards 150 gold apiece to, join us.
Roll persuasion.
Fuck.
They run in and immediately one of them runs in and attacks you first.
Great.
And hold on. Not to initiative yet. Does an 11 hit you? Look at your character sheet and under armor class AC.
What?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
13.
13? Okay, so you're able to dodge out of the way out of his spear thrust.
Great.
And now
I take a shit on the floor and stare at him in the eye while I do it.
Okay. While I try to figure that out, all of you
That
roll.
would be intimidation, yeah.
All of you roll initiation and initiative. And for Scott, you click on your character icon on the map, and then you'll pull up your character sheet and click initiative. It'll be toward the top. I'll say. Okay, you rolled that. The 14 is what we'll take first. So 14.15. And then for taking a shit, roll just a straight dexterity check to pull down your pants, squat, and pull them back up. Not a save, just a check. It'll be one to the left, where all your stats are in the big boxes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'll say, yeah, you're able to just slip your pants down, squat a shit, and then stand back up during this time.
While staring him in the eye. That's a thing. That's part of it.
Say, think I need to click one of them. And yep, that worked. And all right, so Alistine, you are up now. Seeing you all are trapped in this room, and outside the door you see 6 guards. I'm gonna go ahead and move you in here. Oh wait, there's 2 pictures.
Yep.
I'll delete that one. I can't delete that one, so you're just off to the side. Okay, there it goes. Never mind. Got it. Alright, so you're up, Alistine.
Alright, the first one to come through the door, I'm just gonna take out my bow and take a shot.
Alright, so 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Where's the door?
Where the Kanye stand.
We're good.
We're about to die.
Alright.
I feel like it.
5 guards?
Okay, so on the map, in that room you're in, that black bar is the door. So you're shooting that one directly ahead of you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and mark these. Was not expecting you guys to take this route.
Yeah, neither were we. Didn't have much of a chance. Called for his guards.
Let's have a character sheet.
Listen, it wasn't my idea to roll a 7 when I tried to steal the fucking deeds, alright?
Yeah, same here.
I'm missing a guard. Should be
That's
6.
fine. That's
1,
perfectly
2,
okay.
3. Okay, there he is. 6. He's in front of the door. He's right there.
Nice.
Alright, so that 17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 8. 6. So you fire the arrow, and you watch as it slips right between his armor, the armor torso piece and the armor sleeve and the joint, right underneath the armpit. And he screams in pain as he leans to the side. Is that your turn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. The guards are up. Oh yeah. Sorry. That dude's over there in the corner. So that one who just got shot is gonna push through Kanye. There one
I'm sorry,
is
he's gonna do what to Kanye?
he's gonna push through you into the doorway to get in the room.
Yeah. Can I stand up to that? Can I just be like, no?
The one is still in your space, so you can't do. The one that's in front of Rixaron, you can take an opportunity attack on it if you want.
What do I need to roll for that?
It'd have to be a melee attack, so I think the only weapon you have is the dagger. So you'd have to, under the attacks and spellcasting list, on the first page, you'd click dagger, and it'll do the roll for you.
I don't see a dagger. Under weapons, right?
It should be, yeah. Well, it should say attacks and spellcasting. Pulling up your character sheet now. Yeah, at the center of the page, it'll say attacks and spellcasting at the bottom of the box, and it'll say vicious mockery and dagger underneath that.
Oh, great.
And
Yep.
then click dagger.
Fuck.
Yeah, that misses. Alright, so. And then this one will move there, and this one will move there, and this one will move there. Alright, so the one to the right of Alistine, that one is going to attack her. And it's going to attack with the spear. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Alright, the one in front of Rixaron is going to attack Rixaron. I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, you take 9 points of piercing.
Fuck.
The one directly in front of Alistine is going to take an attack on her. Does a 20 hit?
Yeah.
Take 8 points of piercing.
Okay.
The one in front of Kanye to the front left is going to take an attack. Does a 14 hit? Scott?
What?
Your AC, what is it?
13.
13? Alright, so that hits. You're going to take 7 points of piercing.
Damn.
The one in front of you is going to attack. 22, I'm assuming hits.
Wait,
Take
which
one.
Hacking through a wall. There
The
are
one,
three.
the one directly in front of Kanye.
Getting through a wall.
That's the
Can't
door.
hack the wall.
Oh wait, no, that
the
black.
black-
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought it was over one. Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, nix that. So you only take that 7 points of piercing.
Like,
So yeah, that one that was going to attack Kanye is going to throw his spear at you, Rixaron. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Alright. It's another 4 points of piercing. And We'll say that one moves there, and he's not going to risk trying to throw a spear through two of his allies. So, Kanye, your turn's up.
All right. What? I missed everything that was going on because I was drinking.
Alistine, Rixron, and you all took attacks as these guards rushed in.
All right. Take a look at the map. So let's say, is that dude still in the room with us? Is he like cowering the corner or some shit?
Yeah, he's over in the corner to your upper right.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna kill him.
All right, roll an attack.
What thing do I click for that?
I'm assuming you're going to use your dagger?
Sure.
Alright, so you click on dagger again, like you did before.
Fuck yeah.
I'll say yeah, that hits. So click dagger below that on the chat log, and that'll roll your damage. Alright, so for 6 piercing. So you immediately turn and stab behind you, and you catch him right in the gut. And as you pull your dagger out, he clutches his stomach and leans forward. Oh no! But he's still standing. Anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna grab my crotch and taunt him.
Alright. I don't think there's a vulgarity skill, so we'll just say for fluff, he looks peeved. Well, yeah, I guess performance would.
Get performance check, Scott.
Alright, performance. Let's do it. Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. I gotta look something up. What are those called? On statuses. Hold on. For spells. 195, wasn't it? Was not 195. 191. No. Conditions. That's what it's called. $290. It's 100 pages off. We'll say with that. Yeah, we'll say he's stunned. Alright. Yeah, so at the sheer vulgarity of that action, you just mentally stun him, and he is incapacitated, which basically means he can't move, attack, nothing. So, is that your turn?
Yeah, sure, fuck it.
Alright, Rixaron, you're up. Alright, roll an attack.
Let me get us up.
That hits. Alright, so for 6 points of damage.
As my bonus action. Do it again. I missed.
Hold on, let me roll a severity die. Okay, so, you take a swing at this guy. He ducks out of your blow, or swing. Roll damage on that. Alright, so your swing continues as this guard ducks under your swing, and you thwack Alistine directly in the forehead with your quarterstaff. With your fist. So, Alistine, you take 2 points of the bludgeoning damage. As Rixaron just overswings and smacks you in the face.
Getting the fuck out of here.
Alright. Anything else, Rickstron?
I'm getting the fuck
nope.
out of here.
That's all I got.
Alright, Alistine, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna use my quarterstaff to whack this guy here as hard as I can, and then I'm gonna to stun him and get him out of my way, and I'm gonna bust open this fucking window with my bonus action.
Stun, you would have to... With a basic attack isn't enough to stun unless it has the bonus effect of a stun. The only reason I gave it to Kanye was because he did something weird.
Okay, I just need to knock him like out of my way though.
Okay.
Choke.
You can try that. Go ahead and make your attack with your quarterstaff. That hits. Alright, how do you want to do it?
Oh, just like back of the head, just knock him out. Dead. Dead.
So, as you hit him in the back of the head, rather than knocking him out, you flat out cave in the back of his skull and he drops dead.
Sweet.
Alright. What else you want to do?
And then I'm gonna bust out this window with my staff. This window here.
Alright.
And I'm just gonna jump out and run.
Alright, so as you try to move out of this guy in front of you space, he's going to take an opportunity attack.
Okay.
Start with that first. Does a 20 hit?
Yes. Fuck.
That's 8 piercing.
I'm unconscious.
Okay, so you use your quarterstaff to smash out the window, and as you go to run out, the guard takes a swing and hits you in the back of the head with the flat side of the blade, and you fall unconscious. Alright, so guard's turn. Seeing you're no longer a threat, this one's going to move forward to allow that one forward. That one's going to move forward. The one in front of Rixaron is going to take an attack. Does a 15 hit?
It matches.
That's
So,
a
yeah.
hit. So you take 4 points of piercing damage.
Not dead yet.
The one between you and Alistine is going to take a swing at Kanye. I'm assuming a 19 hits. So that's 9 points of piercing to Kanye. I'm going to have to roll for this to see which one this one attacks. Okay, so this one by the door is going to make another attack on Kanye. 6 does not hit. And that is all the ones that can make an attack. Kanye, you're up.
God.
I'm gonna jerk off.
Okay.
Right at the guard.
That is definitely a performance check.
I'm gonna aim at his eye.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Olivia on this one. Roll a performance check.
What's in that?
21.
Alright, fuck.
His eye. Acrobatics check. Guard has to make an acrobatics check.
So 21. I don't think they have any modifier bonuses. They have one. 20 is not going to be enough. So, which one was it to?
The one in the door.
Alright, so he... God damn it.
Not die.
He is... We'll put the timer on him. He's stunned. Which reminds me, he's stunned. Alright, anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna stab the jackass again.
Alright, go ahead and roll an attack. That's a hit. You stab him again, and almost the same spot, his hands are clutching his original stomach wound, and you stab through his hand into the same spot.
Yeah,
and he
fuck
just
those fingers.
squeals in pain like a little piggy. And he falls to his knees, but he's still alive, barely.
Cool.
Anything else?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna attack the guard that's stunned.
I think you only have one attack action per turn.
I only get 2 because I'm a monk.
All right. Well then,
yeah.
Move it to Val.
All right. Rixron, you're up.
Which of these 3 guards? Damn.
What was that?
Which one of the 3 guards looks the most damage? You know what? I'm gonna attack the guy that's stunned.
3, 4, 5.
That guy.
4 looks the most damaged. If you still want to know the answer. So the one in front of you.
This one? Okay. I'm gonna attack that guy.
Alright.
No character. 1 arm, 1 hand, quarterstaff. No.
That does not hit.
Well.
You have your unarmed attack, don't you?
I think I got the hit with the first one, don't I?
I don't think so.
Well,
Let me check.
I rolled a nat 20.
Not wizard. Sorcerer. Paladin. Here we go, monk. No. When you use the attack action with an unarmored strike or monk weapon on your turn, which your quarterstaff is considered a monk weapon, you can make 1 unarmed strike as a bonus action. So it's whether you hit or miss. So go ahead and roll damage on that crit.
8.
Alright, and that was against the one right in front of you?
Yeah.
Alright. So taking a swing with your quarterstaff, he again dodges, ducks under it, and frustrated, you take a swing. How do you want to do it?
Bounce his head off the guy that's done next.
Did you say knock his head off?
No, I want to like take his head and like smash it into the helmet of the guy next to him.
Okay, I'll go ahead and say you can do that, but it's not going to do any extra damage to the other guy.
That's fair.
Alright. So the guy in front of you collapses. Anything else your turn?
That's about all I got.
Alright. Alistine, I need you to roll a death saving roll.
Check your failure.
Yeah, that's 1 fail.
Yeah.
Alright. The one to your right, Rixron, is going to take a swing. I'm assuming a 7 doesn't hit.
No.
This one is going to move over the dead body of his friend to let that one in. Oh wait, no, he's stunned. He can't move. Never mind. Sorry about that. Move him back over. Hold on. His buddy is going to move through him to move over to you. And Rixron, the one in front of you, is going to make an attack. That don't hit. Stunned. What is it? Till the end of their turn? Can't move. Incapacitated. So we'll roll Constitution. Okay, so he breaks out of the stun, but that was done at the end of his turn, so he can't do anything. And already did the one to the right. Say this one runs in and moves over here. Kanye, he's gonna take an attack on you. A 9 don't hit. I gotta roll for this guy. He breaks his stun. That's at the end of his turn, so he can't do anything. So Kanye, you are up.
I'm gonna stab. What's his face again?
Doucheweed.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck.
Okay, that's good enough. You take a swing at him and you just miss.
Sweet.
Anything else?
Um.
I don't know what your spells are, but check see if your spells are any like bonus action spells. Actually, I can check for you. I'm not that familiar with bards, so I don't know quite what you have. Vicious Mockery, is that... No, that's an action. You don't need message. My illusion. That's an action. That's an action. That's an action. Yeah, never mind. They're all actions. Alright. So, yeah, you said that's it?
Yeah.
Alright. Rixaron, you're up.
Gonna attack this guy.
Alright. That's a hit. Alright.
So going.
Yep, he's still standing.
22.
That's another hit.
5 damage.
How do you want to do it?
I'll spark kick him through the doorway.
The door's off to his right, but I'll say the walls are thin enough that you through the wall. And he hits the other wall in the hall and crumples to the ground, unconscious.
I take a potion as a bonus action.
Wow, what a dick. Okay, go ahead. You know, you got one friend who's unconscious, but yeah, go ahead, take a potion.
Can't get to her. Gone my way. And I have 1 hit.
Alright.
Potions did you give us like?
Is it just a regular potion of healing, or is it a greater, superior?
I think you gave us graders last game.
If it's greater, it should be 4d4 plus 4. Let me check. Potion of healing. Greater, yeah, 4d4 plus 4.
9.
Alright. Alright, is that it?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Alright. Alistine, make another death saving roll. That's another fail. Alright, Rixaron, the one to your right is going to make an attack on you. Does an 11 hit.
Nope.
The one to your bottom right is going to make an attack on you. 9 does not hit. Kanye, the one to your right, is going to make an attack. Does a 12 hit?
Great. Fuck. Okay.
Does it hit?
For 12? No.
Okay. In that case, it is now your turn, Kanye. Oh wait, no, hold on. It's the douchebag's turn. He's gonna rush through this door.
Can I block him?
Let me check how. Do you need a specific reaction, or can you take a reaction whenever? 252.
He gets attack of opportunity.
He does get that, yes. No, you can't take a reaction unless it specifies to chase after him, but you can take an attack of opportunity since he moved out of your melee range.
Let's do that then.
10.
Roll for that dagger.
So he's able to move to the door. Go ahead and roll the attack roll. 17. That hits. How do you want to do it? He only had 1 hit point left.
He did or I do?
He did.
He did?
Yeah, so you killed him. How do you want to do it?
What do you mean, how do I want to do it?
Whenever a player character kills an enemy, I let them describe how they want to kill them.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to carve his fucking spinal cord out of his body.
Jesus Christ.
Like, wrap it around his neck.
Okay, so you watch as Rixaron and Alistair's unconscious, but Rixaron, you watch as Kanye reaches over as the douchebag turns to run out the door, stabs his dagger in the lower back, swipes, and then with his other hand reaches through the hole within this wound to pull out his spinal column and basically tears the flesh of his back and wraps it around chokehold style around this douchebag's throat and chokes him out to death.
Yeah.
Alright, that was his move, your reaction, so Kanye, it is still your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm going to tell the guards that they got nothing left to fight for because the boss is fucking dead.
Roll persuasion.
At my hand.
Persuasion with advantage. Yeah. Yeah. They look at you, at their dead lord, their 3 dead friends, and they drop their weapons, hold up their hands, and we're out. We're out.
Oh no, you're not out. You work for us now.
God damn.
Roll another persuasion. They all fall to their knees and bow. We swear fealty to you, Lord.
Fucking right.
That's the end of combat. Jesus Christ. I did not think you guys were going to survive that. I thought we were going to have to do a repeat on the beginning where Malvo has to bring you all back again. Oh, speaking of which, Alistair's still dying. Y'all might want to do something about that.
Yeah, Val said he would give me a potion, but he ran off to, like...
Oh. As long as he's got the potion in the inventory, we can go ahead and do that. I'm gonna assume it's another potion of greater healing, so go ahead and roll a 4d4 plus 4.
Next. 4D. It's 4d4 plus what?
Plus 4. So a lot of 4s.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, you go. So Rixaron pulls a potion out of his pouch, rushes over to Alistair, and just fucking shoves it down her throat, and you get back 11 hit points.
Yeah.
Did I heal you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, we won, and also they work.
So did he rip up all the deeds? Yeah. Started this place?
I'm not sure it matters anymore. Flowers.
I guess, yeah, we own his estate now.
They would like.
So do we just take all of his?
I mean, you can do an investigation on the room and see if you can find stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do I?
I don't, but let's do it.
Christ, I did not see this happening.
Oh, fuck.
We're just like, ooh, shiny.
So, you're not able to find a deed for this exact mansion, but you do find, apparently he had separate hiding spots for separate deeds. You have to ruffle through, there's like 3 chests in this room alone, and you have to ruffle through each of them, and you only find the deeds for, let me look at these, number, property 9,
Wait.
property 2, and property 5. Let me switch you guys over for that. I forgot about that. So yeah, property 2, 5, and 9.
Alright, well, that's fair. Can we ask the guards if they know where any of those...
Ask them what?
They know where any of the other hiding...
They shake their heads. That prick didn't tell us nothing.
Okay.
But also, the deeds are not signed. So if you know, you would know if you were to be questioned by a guard or some other lawful entity, it wouldn't hold up very well without his signature.
Can we look around the room and see if anything else...
Roll another investigation.
Come on!
Sweet.
Roll investigation. Again.
Kanye, you go over to where Douchebag and Alistine, apparently, you both go over to where Douchebag had ripped up the previous deeds, and picking them up, you see that his signature is still at least somewhat intact on one of the deeds that was torn up. And depending which one of you do a perception roll to try to memorize and ingrain it. And if you wanted to, okay, Scott, you got it in mind. You are the douchebag. And if you wanted to try to forge that signature onto the deeds you now have, I would say, unless you have a forgery kit, just do sleight of hand with advantage.
Just him or any of us?
Damn it.
Oh, God.
So you start on one deed, we'll say number 9, since it's the least whatever. You fail horribly. Like, it looks nothing like the one you saw. Rixaron, did you try to forge one of the other deeds?
Nope. I was practicing on a piece of paper.
Okay, you failed horribly too.
You should practice on a piece of paper too.
I should have practiced, yeah, but it's Kanye, so, you know, you get what you get.
Practice on a piece of paper. Do I have to re-roll to do the actual signature?
Do you have a forgery kit?
No.
Okay, yeah, you do on a spare blank piece of paper, which you can find plenty of in this room, or just take another separate insignificant piece of paper and write on the back of. You can do a sleight of hand. Alright. You got the signature down, and so if you wanted to try it on a deed, you would roll sleight of hand with advantage. But that's only for Alistine.
I should.
Go for it. Well, what do we have to lose at this
I
point?
literally fucked up everything.
First of all, before you decide to do it, which deed are you going to try to do it on, if at all?
5.
9 is already, you've lost that, so 2 or 5.
I'm gonna try 5.
Alright.
More value. Yes!
Perfect! Without a single fault, looks exactly like the other deed.
Fuck yeah.
Alright, so we now own property 5.
We should probably figure out a story for what happened. Because I feel like people are going to be like, hey, what happened to dude?
Well, I feel like he was a recluse.
I feel like nobody liked him anyway, so
Well, you do know with the dead body laying on the floor, and you can assume the guards aren't the only people on his estate. You'd have to figure out something, otherwise the law would come after you at some point.
can we burn his body in a religious ritual?
I mean, you can try to do that.
I don't want no part of that.
Religion is 0.
Are you just going to do it where he lies, or are you going to move the body?
Just burn the house down.
Let's
Both? I don't know.
Maybe
Burn the whole house down. Fuck it. It died in the fire.
could do that. We just
Rocks
set
were
it.
falling.
Well, then we lose all the deeds.
No,
We have a couple of
Is it a religion roll or is it like a
No.
medicine?
For arson, I will say
do not burn the house down.
roll survival. Since it'd be like
Survival.
starting a fire, starting a campfire, something like that.
Fuck yes.
So, yeah, you're able to get enough, since this room is just filled with parchment and stuff. You grab the deeds that you were able to find, which is 2 and 5. 5 already being signed. You throw parchments on them, light it aflame, and get the fuck out of there. And, let
I'm going to
me...
use my water skin and I'm going to put out the fire after he starts it because we're not burning his house down.
Okay, but we're gonna burn the body, right?
But yeah, outside.
Or
Well, I already started the fire inside.
Hold on, Rixron, roll another survival to see if you can put out the fire. If you can be Smokey the Bear. No, nope. Body and paper and start of the furniture. Okay, yeah, she does put it out. Just as some of the furniture is starting to catch flame, she's able to put it out.
You can burn the body out back.
Well, it's already burned now. The fire had already spread to the furniture, so the body's gone.
That's pretty solid logic. I'll accept that.
Hey, let's go check out the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Can we just instruct the guards that if anyone else comes to visit, to turn them away?
Yeah.
They nod, and 2 of them move out to the gate,
There's one left.
and the other, where is he? Right there.
I want to ask this last dude here, this guy, if he knows where the douchebag kept all of his money. Pretty wealthy stash.
Let me roll insight on him. That's a 3, so I'm gonna say no, he doesn't know.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so out of curiosity and a little bit of like moral,
who's this guy?
little like moral ego kind of thing, are any of the guys that are still alive the dude that I like jizzed in his eye?
Yeah.
The guards that are alive that you've now hired.
Yes. Of the ones that are alive, did Scott jizz in any of their eyes?
I'm.
Again, you too.
Damn it, Scott! Leave it to you to find roles that I don't know what. I'll say just a straight dexterity check to see if you got to aim and to knock one out quick.
No, he already did it.
Yeah, the one that I like. Remember, I jacked off in the dude's eye and I stunned him. Like, is that guy still alive or is he dead?
Honestly.
Pretty sure it was the one that was standing.
Yeah, I think it was the one that was right here. So
So yeah, he's still alive.
I need to find that roll again. Was it good enough?
Ooh, sure was a 17.
Yeah, you hit him.
You did performance for that, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a...
Your first one was a 21. I'll say, yeah, you got him in the eye. You money shot at him.
So is that dude still alive, though? That's my question.
Yeah, he's this one that ran out to the front gate.
So I'm just going to go ahead and apologize to him and give him 2 chocolate skulls.
Seeing as he's fairly intimidated by you, because you killed his friend and his boss, previous boss, he's gonna take that and it's all good. As he's
Sweet.
trying to wipe it from his eyes. Now, with all this commotion and everything, no, Val, move back.
No.
Stepping out of this door. You watch Alistine, since you're already out in the hall, you watch a guy in cook's garb step out. What's going on? And you watch another lady step around the corner. Oh my god, who are you? Yeah, I'm not good with female voices. Leave me alone.
Guys.
We're just going to tell her to tell both of them.
Go back about your business. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Here's 10 gold.
Oh, that's my husband. And as she says this, she steps around behind the cook into this room, and the douchebag got partway through the door, so his body's sprawled out through the doorway. She sees him, freaks out, and starts running. Oh my
I thought I burned the body.
Well, I mean, the body's still there.
No, I'm going to throw a dart at her.
Roll an attack with disadvantage. Because she's already moving. Yeah, it swings, hits the wall right here, and she keeps leaving.
I'm going to yell at the guards to stop her.
Wait. How fast are we? Are we like turn-basing this or what?
Well, she got the initiative on that since she started running, and base movement for humanoid beings is usually 30 feet. So I'm going to say the guards do step out to stop her. And they will each do an individual attack. That's a nat 1, so he didn't do it. That's a 2, he didn't do it. And that's a 16, so I will roll damage for him. Alright, so that's full 6 points of damage as the guard behind her takes a swing with his sword and catches her in the back and but it wasn't enough to kill her, so she's still moving.
Wait. Do we get turns in here now?
Hold on, let me measure it out.
I was
10,
15 feet
20,
here,
so
50
yep.
feet here,
Alright, so at this point, she's at the out of the front gate. You guys get your turn. But you still have that chef guy in front of you. What's going on?
No, I went through this way.
Alright, roll acrobatics, get through the window first. Alright, so you get through the window just fine, and you were right here. 20. What's your movement speed?
Am I here?
Alright, so... Well, no, you can go back... If your movement speed is 30, you can go back to where you were.
30.
So, one space to the right. Yep. But that's as far as you can move without taking a dash action.
Oh, that's fine. I have a longbow.
Alright, go ahead and roll attack. That just misses.
She has an AC of 12. She's wearing a dress.
I made her AC the same as douchebags.
She's wearing a corset as well.
Rexron, if you're going through the cook, it will take 10 feet of movement since it's technically something terrain. Not hazard terrain, but
rough terrain.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So to move to that spot behind him, it will take 15 feet of movement instead of 10 feet of movement.
Just 2 seconds. Wait. I'm going to spend 1 key point to dash as a bonus action.
Okay.
So my movement speed is now 80.
Alright, so that's 15 there. Yeah, you can get to her easily.
And then I'm going to grapple her.
Alright, do a strength check. Grappling. Because I'm still new at rules. Here's the Alright, so yeah, athletics check. Sorry, not strength check.
18.
And that's a 2. You grab her.
Is that a bonus action or is that a full action?
It's an action. No, you're unarmored. You used your bonus action to dash, and your unarmored attack is to or is a bonus action. So yeah, to grapple is one attack action. So yeah, you don't have anything left. So you're just holding her. So Kanye, if you wanted to do anything during that time.
So he already grabbed her, right?
Yeah, he's got her wrapped in his arms, stopping her movement.
So I'm gonna try to talk her down, calm her down. And I'm gonna use my I'm from not this world or time, both of those, and my wife, Kim Kardashian, back home, probably misses me greatly.
I will say this, to communicate with her, you do have to be outside because you're still technically inside the house. So what's your movement speed?
35.
35. We'll say it's 25. Unless you want to go out the window, which would be an acrobatics check. That's 10. You could get just behind that guard with full movement.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you got it. So you're behind that guard. This one right here. I'll go ahead and move you. Alright, so what do you want to do to talk her down?
I'm gonna talk her down and be like, I'm gonna give her the whole sob story. Like, my name's Kanye Quest, and I'm actually Kanye West, or whatever, and I'm from not this world or the future or both. It's confusing, but what you need to know is I have a wife, and she probably misses me greatly, and blah blah blah.
Okay.
Roll persuasion.
Fuck.
Yeah, she just continues to scream in Rixron's arms.
Alright, well, I'm gonna lie to her then.
Well, that was your action to do that.
Fuck.
So it's her turn. Athletics or acrobatics to break out of your grapple. Wait, hold on. Was there a DC check on that? Fuck.
I don't know.
2. God damn it. Why did I leave the page? The guards go after her. Since she had already initiated her movement when you called on them. 195. Rixron, roll another athletics check.
19.
Fuck. Alright, she's not moving. So, guard's turn. They're gonna surround. And now, Alistine, you're up.
Addressing everyone else. Is she worth keeping alive?
No,
No.
not in my opinion. We don't need her. Wait, they're married?
As far as you know,
You're a
yeah.
little behind.
You can assume that's his wife.
Legally, she can sign his signature for him.
If that's how
They can
D&D
sign the
laws
rest of
work.
the deed.
That he's right, actually.
Yeah, I was just being a dick. That's how D&D laws work.
Addressing her, I'm like, so you can sign stuff for us, right?
Even though that wasn't go ahead and roll persuasion. Never mind, don't bother. She rolled a natural one.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go ahead and want to get out of live.
Why did you kill her? Yes, I just want to live.
Do you wanna? You should sign some papers, and you'll probably be able to walk away from it.
I'll do whatever you want. Just please don't hurt me.
You have
So,
the deeds.
do I?
Thought so.
I know I have the one that I did.
So
Yeah, you still have 2 that isn't signed.
Well, go ahead and have her sign over 2.
Okay. So I hand her the deed for number 2.
Let me roll for her. Oh. She signs it. She scribbles with a quill.
Ask her if she knows where the deed.
Now, do you know where the deed for this property?
I didn't have. My husband took care of that. He wouldn't let me near his business. Because, sexism. That's a thing.
Does she know where the gold is kept? Do you know where he keeps his gold?
Roll persuasion.
Nation.
Well, it depends on how you go about asking her about it. Like, if you just flat out asked her, do you know where he kept the gold, that would be persuasion. But if you were to pull out a weapon or something and go intimidatingly toward her, that would be intimidation.
I really can't pull out a weapon. I'm physically holding her.
Yeah, and you already rolled persuasion anyway, so she's just sobbing in your arms, not listening to you.
How about you give us a grand tour of your house, and you let us keep any deeds and help us sign any deeds that we may find. And what we can do is all of the gold that you have in the house, take with you, and one of these guards will escort you somewhere very, very far away, and you can start your life over.
Alright. Do you ask it exactly like that, not intimidating her at all?
Yeah.
Alright, roll persuasion.
Oh.
Yeah, she's still sobbing.
I want to scream at her to stop.
Roll intimidation.
See?
Hold on, let me roll for her. Nope, she got a 7. She's still bawling her eyes out.
Hey, Scott, you try to get her to stop. You have persuasion.
I want to comfort her.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
You can try to comfort her and just do persuasion to try to calm her down. Alright, let me...
Bards.
That's a nat 1. As soon as Kanye walks up, she swoons for him. You know I'm a widow now, right? And she does the girly blink.
If you marry her, we own everything she owns.
Oh, hell yeah. Put a ring on that.
Just throw that out there.
I swear to God, this session is not going anywhere near along the lines I was expecting.
Well, here's what we can do. Her husband was an a-hole, right? So he ran off with some other girl. We all saw it. And then she fell in love with Kanye because we were out questing. And when we came back, she was like, I divorced my loser husband because he left me. So please marry me, Kanye. And we were like, yeah, that's cool.
Fuck it, sure.
Well, one, you got a charred corpse of the douchebag.
We'll
Yeah,
take
that's
care of
fine.
that.
We'll take
It's charred. Nobody's gonna know who it is.
And two, you guys left the cook alive and he's gone.
Fuck!
Fuck.
God damn it, you guys.
We'll burn that bridge when we come to it. What's the deal with the wife?
Motherfucker.
She'll do anything you fucking say, Kanye.
I want to know how we
Sweet.
got.
So I'm gonna fucking marry her ass and whatever.
Okay, that's gonna take some time.
As a monk, I can officiate over.
Yeah. See, we have an officiant here, so let's.
You still need to get the legal paperwork drawn up, which is gonna take a day at the very least.
That's fine.
Right.
I mean, this is where we live now, right?
Sure.
Apparently, well, at least Scott does.
This is where we squat now,
I
right?
can't believe we just killed this dude and married his ex-wife.
Dude, you have no fucking idea. This kind of ruins everything. I'm gonna have to like straight up rethink all of this.
Just wait till Darren and Tony come back.
You lost?
Dude.
You're gonna wake up. Where did we get this mansion from again? Don't worry about it.
Places.
We have 2 mansions.
We murdered the owner, and then Kanye married his.
No, that's not what happened.
No.
It was just
It was a freak accident in the kitchen.
very, very.
Yeah, it was the cook's fault, and that's why he ran.
Oh, that's great.
The cook did it.
And we'll have the guards and the wife to substantiate our claims. So the
Exactly.
because he was jealous of the owner because he wanted to marry the wife.
No, he caught the wife having an affair with Kanye. And
Is the wife hot? Do I roll a perception for that? What's the deal?
it's like the witch from.
Roll just a charisma. Well, no, charisma would be you affecting her. So roll a perception.
9. Yep, she looks.
I don't know which way to take that. I mean, the douchebag was in his 50s, 60s, so she would be around that age. But you can't tell if she's aged well or not. You're thinking too much about property and possible income and stuff.
Consummating that marriage.
Fuck it, YOLO.
This one.
I was thinking the other lady, but yeah, that works. They look pretty.
But yeah, it was the cook. He totally murdered the guy.
Yeah.
The guards just look amongst themselves.
Walked in on it, and they.
Right, guards.
Roll
We
persuasion.
walked in on the cook murdering him, and so he felt like he had to try and attack us, but he realized how many of us there were and how mighty we were, and he fled.
Mercs round. Roll persuasion.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
The guards don't look like they're buying it.
You do it.
I'm gonna pay them to not.
Roll persuasion.
With advantage, he's paying.
Damn it!
They're starting to back away a little bit. We don't want any part of this.
I'm
they
gonna
were with us though.
What if I like?
They leave again.
Rexron, you didn't say how you were intimidating them.
I just sit there and crack my knuckles.
Okay, if that's it, that would be intimidation with disadvantage. Just stand there cracking knuckles. But let me roll for them. Maybe you'll get lucky. No, that's a 16. They're backing further and further away.
I'm gonna praise the Lord God Jesus in front of them and say He says this is what you got to do.
Roll persuasion with like mega disadvantage since they don't know who Jesus is.
That wouldn't be religion. That would be persuasion.
Yeah, it'd still be persuasion since you're trying to talk them into doing something. Let me roll for them. That's an 11, so nope. At this point,
I'm gonna threaten to jerk off in their eyes again.
no, at this point they're gone. I can't move them any further than that. They're gone.
Yeah, we already bought them.
Why did they leave?
You purchased their services at the moment, but with your continued intimidation and your planning that they overheard, they didn't want any part of it.
Wait, how did they overhear it? They weren't even inside the house.
They were standing right there as you were talking to the lady.
Fuck.
But we were just telling them what happened because like if anyone came to the house, they would have been arrested too.
Not necessarily, because they tried defending their owner, and then they tried what they could to escape to survive. So in their minds, they don't see that they did anything wrong.
Well, we're fucked. Time to flee the city.
I mean, what do we even...
That's on him.
Widow Chick is still giving lovey eyes at Kanye.
Yeah, I just let her go.
Can I ask her, like, how far her husband's power extends?
It's just a real...
Well, who cares about him? But since you asked, he didn't socialize much, but some of the higher ups he did have relationships with.
Okay.
If you're asking if somebody would notice he's gone, I suppose eventually somebody might come asking around.
I've gone in search of chest.
But if, say, the cook and guards conspired against him, murdered him, and ran off.
Well, I mean, it would be their word against yours, and they've been under my husband's, ex-husband's employ for quite a few years.
Be their word against yours.
She's just flat out ignoring you, Rixron. She only has eyes for Kanye.
I wander off and search for gold.
Go ahead and roll investigation. Since you're wandering around the house, I'll go ahead and...
I rolled a 7.
Yeah, a lot of it's a bunch of papers, and you don't really feel the...
Found the cook.
Oh, I just put him there. He's gone.
No.
No.
Did he get out the compound walled off?
Because, one, there's a door right here, and he ran out the back and jumped the fence, which the fence is only like maybe 5 feet tall at the very highest.
You have to work for it.
Do.
I'm gonna take the
Bro,
money,
what are you
I'm gonna go
doing?
ahead and the shed up.
A shed. Hold on.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go to bed.
Alright. Inside the shed, you see a carriage. That's about it. Alright. But, yeah, I'm okay with ending this here because now I gotta re-fucking plan everything. Good job, guys.